Okay. Hello. How are you? Welcome to Bma's Crafty Corner. I am Bma, better known as Els, and today we are working on creating a single signature journal. We're going to review everything that we did last week, so don't. Hi, Harry. So don't get crazy on me. I'm going to get my soda real quick. I'll be right back. Hi, doggy. Hi, doggy. There's doggies everywhere. Okay. All righty. I am going to get some Cedrin, guys. How is everybody doing? Like, how's it going? All right. I went out with the bug, and we did a whole bunch of shopping. Thankfully, it was all down one street, like one, straight shot. Harry, what do you want? Oh, there you go. It's potato salad. You like potato salad. I know. That's why you're going to sit there and eat my potato salad, aren't you? You want the lid? You're horrible. You know that? Horrible. All right. So let's go ahead and review what we've done, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do tonight. All right, so we selected a cover. Now, this is a cover off of another notebook that I gutted for the paper. But this can be anything that you want. This can be a piece of like really heavyweight cardstock. It can be like a cereal box that you've covered with paper. It can be anything that you want. A really easy way to do this is a cereal box. And if you have it, some shelf paper, the stick, the peel and stick shelf paper, or you could go to the Dollar Tree and get like one of their pieces of wallpaper that covers a cover beautifully. And we're going to do that. There's a video coming out for that. But this one was a notebook, and I think this is the paper that was originally in it. Yeah. This is the paper that was originally in it, and we decided to keep at least one piece of it in here. And let's see. We also did turning a single page into a signature page, and we're going to go over the difference between the two real quick for anybody who wasn't here. And we talked about like when you have a page that's too big like this, that you could just fold it in. And we're going to talk about making a pocket out of that. We're going to do that a couple of different places in here because we have one over here as well. We had another one, but we cut it off accidentally. And then, using different kinds of paper, like this is a placemat. This is kids paper that you can get at the Dollar Tree. This is just ledger paper that I think I got from Miss Rose. And then this is from an old notebook and just a piece of parchment paper, piece of paper out of this book. This was out of a different notebook that was just longer. And this is actually a trifold. So it's got score lines in it. This is actually a trifold, like a trifold mailer kind of thing. This was a single sheet we turned into a double. And this is just some badly done tea-dyed paper. Okay. And then we talked about the different ways that you can bind this. One of the, you can use baker's twine, works really well. You can use this, which is what I use, which is waxed linen thread. I like the waxed linen thread because when I'm tying the knot, the friction melts the wax and then it solidifies again. So it holds that knot in there really well. If you don't have waxed thread and you want to use waxed thread, you can pick up beeswax just about anywhere. usually in the sewing section of a store. So even Walmart carries it, okay? What else? Or you could use paraffin wax. That works too. What else? Oh, that's right. Thank you. Friendship cord and embroidery floss both work. The embroidery floss, make sure it's the silk kind and it's the 6 strand, not the single, okay? So that is the stuff that we use for this. And that gets us to where we are. Hello, Harry. How are you? It's so nice to see. Are you mad at me because I left the house and I didn't take you with me? And I was gone for like forever. I didn't go on a road trip. I just took buggy and went to the store. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay. I love you. I still love you. I had to go do some stuff. Yeah, I had to get Daddy some food. Yes, I love you. You're my kitty. All right, so I did go do some shopping. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to share a little bit of what I did, because I went shopping, but guess what? I didn't go to the craft store, but I bought craft supplies. So, hi, Christine. So I went to Harbor Freight, and they gave me this fantastic piece of newspaper. It's all ads, but you know what the hell? It's still newspaper. I can tear it up. When I move, I'm buying this stuff, these pieces from U.S. General, and they have them in purple now. It's a really cool color. But I'm going to buy those to build my craft room. So the whole craft room is going to be on wheels, and it's all going to be construction stuff. Okay, so I went to Harbor Freight. First, I got this. Now, this was not a craft supply, not by any stretch of the imagination. These are regularly $6, and they had them on clearance sale for 79 cents. It is a bag, and this sucker is huge. It is an XXL bag. It holds 55 pounds or 19 gallons. And I thought, you know, when I go on the road and I'm traveling, there's always like a bunch of little bags that I have to pull out of the trunk to rearrange everything. And I thought if I put these in the trunk of my car, one next to the other, I could fill them with stuff and be able to pull the whole bag out instead of, you know, messing around. So I grabbed 2 of those because for 79 cents, you know, who doesn't? And then, yes, the secret is out. That is where Harbor Freight is where I get my washi tape. I know 79 cents was a hell of a deal for those. They were clearancing them out of the store. Harbor Freight is where I get my washi tape bins. Why? Because they are so much less expensive than the ISIS containers that are exactly the same. This is from Storehouse. And this bin is $4.99. The ISIS bin, the ISIS one like this, is like, I think they're like 15 bucks. So we're not going to completely do it right now, but this is a regular roll of washi tape. Look at, and these come out. So I can fit all the washi tape that I need in here. I can separate it if I want to with the dividers or get rid of them. But you can fit 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, like 20 rolls of washi tape here without the dividers in. And depending upon the width of the washi tape, so 20, 40, 60, I can get 80 rolls of washi tape in this container. Hell of a deal, right? By the way, these washi tape containers are going to be on sale in my next sale. And these are not ISIS cases. These are from Basics, but they're going to be on sale in the next sale. So I have one of these. Oh. Which I'm going to put over here with the rest of them. Look at that. It fits perfectly. Yeah. Yeah, so for $5, $6, they are so much cheaper than the ISIS cases. And let's see, what other weird things did I go shopping for? Okay, we've been looking for these for a while and haven't been able to find them. I went to a Dollar Tree I don't go to normally, and they had them. So we can now do the alcohol ink sprays because we have the bottles for it. I bought a whole bunch of them because, you know, they had them. There's even more than that. I also got in the little bottles that I use for when I do these, when I fill these up and sell them. So I got some of those. And look, I found more of those keychains, but these are in pastel color. The other ones were like primaries. These are pastels. I thought that was cool. So I grabbed them. Some more wax things. More bottles. And the rest of this goes in the bedroom. Yep. Yes. Okay. So what other weird things did I buy as craft supplies? Okay, so I went. I went to the Home Depot. Else, what kind of craft supplies are we getting at the Home Depot? All kinds of stuff, guys. Let me tell you. Let me get those out of the way. So I went to Home Depot, and this is not cheap. But this was the least expensive of the ones they had. Now I have found this at the dollar store, but they haven't had it recently. So, so I decided to buy one of these, and it's not bad because the one from the Dollar Tree I think is like 4 yards, and this one is 50 yards. So, so I think this was a good deal because it was like $13, and so like 3, and it's $1.75 a roll at the Dollar Tree. So we'll say $2 a roll, and it would be it's like twice as much. So we got that. We're going to be doing a craft with this, guys. This is a multi-purpose general metal repair tape, and we're going to be doing a craft with this. Kind of cool. And I did hit 2 Goodwills. Because they were on my way. And the first thing I bought was this. And this is going to play into what we're going to be doing tomorrow during our daytime live. So I bought this because it's going to be one of our alternatives. And I got this. Now, this is an ISIS case. It is not a 12 by 12. It is a 13 by 11. So 8.5 by 11 fits in here. But the only reason I got it was because I almost never see them with their inserts. You know? And I like the inserts because I like to, when I'm doing a journal or something and I have like my pieces and parts, I like to be able to break them up and put them into little, into a little space. And then I could take this out and set it onto the side of the desk over here and have all of my little bits of ephemera and stuff. So this is a great little case for that. So I grabbed this. Hey, Gypsy. What other weird thing did I buy that most people don't get for craft supplies? Oh my goodness. You know what I found? I was so jacked about this. Because this stuff is expensive, okay? You know, when I'm printing, like for my journals and stuff, when I print up like my digitals, I print them on 32-pound paper. And I pay about $12 for 100, this 100 sheet pack, and 250 sheet pack. So it's a ream. It's 250 pieces. Well, it's technically half a ream because 500 is a ream. But I usually pay about $20 for it, anywhere from $15 to $20 for a 32-pound paper. And I got this for $5 brand new, unopened. And honestly, if it had been $4, I would have bought all 3 of that they had. But it is HP, and I like to use the HP with my HP printer because the ink works better with it, and it doesn't smear. Like I can go over it with glue and stuff, and it won't smear. So I grabbed that. So yeah, so I took Buggy and we went out and we did a whole bunch of stuff. I also picked up a tray of beads at the Snob. They did not have the item that I went in there for. One of the items, which was this stuff. I got to get this. They didn't have it in the store, so I'm going to have to order it. So, put that up there. There is something sticky somewhere on my desk, and I accidentally touch it occasionally, and it gets on my fingers, and it's like gross. So I'm just going to, I don't know if it's on here too, but I'm going to wipe this off because, all right, now I feel a little better. I hate icky stuff on my hands. So I got the beads, which I was waiting to do for, I wanted to get the primaries in. They're here. They're there. Okay. So missing a bag. Here it is. I also, because this is just the way it is. So I went to Five Below to return some stuff that I bought. I bought a Christmas present for Oogie. And then a couple of days later, I went back in that same store for something. I don't remember what it was, but I saw the same thing. And I went, I need to get one of those for Oogie. So I grabbed it. So I had two of them. So I had to take one back. So I ended up going back to Five Below. And I got like $11 back from Five Below. But then I spent $14 buying bug candy. All right. So these are the beads that are going to be part of the quarterly project. So anybody who's been a member of the Patreon for the last 3 months gets their project for free. If you're a member of my Patreon, you get it for less than what you would pay for the full price. And so I ordered these beads. I pre-ordered them. How gorgeous are these, right? But I got them and I was like, I don't have anything to go with these to make the project. So I had to go today and get some beads. And I found this and I thought, these, I mean, like, look at that green. That's perfect. This can go with this like yellowy colored one. There's like a peachy colored one for the orange. There's like teal for the teal. And I thought, this would be fantastic. So we picked this up. Of course, Buggy and I spent like half an hour standing there going, what beads do we want? He picked up one pack just because he was being a smart ass. They were like softballs, looked like softballs. He was like, well, how about these? And I was like, do you want me to hit you? And he's like, I'm already running. Oh. So we got all that. All right. So, what did I just say we were going to talk about here? Oh, we're going to review how to turn a single pages into a signature page and what a signature page is. Okay. For anybody who doesn't know this. So I don't have like a lot of single stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this one in half. Okay. So let's just say for whatever reason, this is what we had. Maybe it was a pad. Okay. Now you could put this in a journal this way, but then your lines are going up and down. And we want to be able to write on the lines. So we want to turn this into a single signature. So I'm going to show you how to do that, how to make a signature page and what the difference is. Okay. So these are single pages, obviously. This is a signature page, which is 2 different pages in the book. You can see this was page 22 and that was page 39. Over here we have page 31, and on the other side of this we have page 40, because there were other pages in here and we took this out as a whole signature. Okay, so that's called a signature page. So if you're new to journaling, this is what we're talking about when we talk about a signature page, okay? Now, obviously, if you're going to sew signature pages into a journal like this, and they're going to be stitched in the middle, they have to be connected. So I've done a whole video on this, but I want to make sure that everybody who's following this multi-week tutorial is, you know, up to par on this. So what you're going to do is stack up your single pages, okay? And then using a scoreboard, if you don't have a scoreboard, there's other ways to do this. You can use the channel in this type of a trimmer. If you have one of these sliding trimmers, you can use this channel. And all you have to do is just use this as your measurement. So instead of going, oh, I'm going to go to 2, you would put the paper at 2 and then use the channel. If you don't have that, you can use a grid board, and any ruler will do. All you want to do is just put this on one of your straight lines and then go over whatever your measurement's going to be. And then you can hit this either with scoring tool if you want. You can use, if you have a pair of scissors that has a rounded blade, you could use that. You can use the back of a butter knife. You can use, if you have like a We Are Memories Keeper board or something like that, where you have one of these, you know, stylus things, you can use one of those. It's entirely up to you. There's a multitude of things that you can use that won't cut the paper, but that will give you that 1/2 inch, okay? So I'm going to put this in my scoreboard because I have a scoreboard that I can use, and we're going to go and do our 1/2 inch. Okay, so once you have that 1/2 inch, we're going to fold it. And we're going to fold it both ways. I know I always say hills into valleys and valleys into hills, but in this instance, we want it to fold both ways. And we want to do it a couple of times because we want to have that flexibility. So once we have that, we're going to go ahead and put glue on this strip right here. If the glue ever comes down to the top of the thing and I can get it to come out of there, let's poke it. Why? Because I am the only person on the planet who can get this particular glue bottle to not work. And there's nothing wrong with it. There was nothing there. It just didn't want to come out. There we go. All right, so we put glue down this section. And then what we're going to do is take the other side and make sure that's at the same, you know, and we're going to line this up here at the bottom, top and bottom, before we let them come together. Once they've come together, we're just going to press that with our bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, use the handle on your scissors, whatever you have. Okay, look, watch there. See, doesn't matter, whatever it is. It could be the back end of your tape runner if you have a tape runner, whatever you have. All of this stuff is about using what you have and not freaking out because you don't have, okay? All right, so now that we've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down. You can trim it if you want to, but 1/2 inch tends to be like, you know, it's kind of the smallest thing you want to glue down. So we're going to glue this down. But else, I don't want that to show. That's hideous. That's okay. So we're going to glue that down. And then to kind of hide that seam, you can just put a piece of washi tape here and make it part of the decoration on your page. Obviously, I'm just using what's handy, but you can, you can use whatever washi tape you're using in your project. Now I have a signature page. I have a page that is able to be sewn into a book. Okay. So that is how you create a signature page. And then, you would just cut this to whatever height is in the book. You know, get rid of your top and bottom and put this in your book. So that is how to make a signature page when you only have single pages and you want to sew this in to a signature, because it would go right here and just get sewn in. All right.
Thank you, waiting. Thank you for waiting and being patient. Go on.
All right. So now we're going to talk about decorating our single signature
Oh,
journal.
you didn't have to go? Okay, come on.
There are so many ways. Oh God, I passed on a book today. I really should have gotten, guys, but I have so many books.
Go on. Go lay down.
But I'm going to forever be, you know, going, I should have gotten it. Okay. So when you are working on creating a journal, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. One, you can get a pad, you know, like a scrapbook paper pad, and use that. And I've done that in the past, especially with single signatures. And it's very easy to do. And since this is kind of, you know, we're doing a basic beginners, I'm going to go grab a 6x6 pad and we're going to get started. I'll be right back. Did you eat your sandwich, honey?
Half of it.
Not you, the other one.
Oh.
You're a big boy.
I am.
Okay, so this is a 6x6 pad. It's not a pad, but it's a pack of paper. And this is Chantilly lace. And this is from hot off the press. It's not even a full pad. Okay? But if you've never bought from them, they use 65-pound cover stock. So it's not paper, but it's not quite cardstock. So, and their stuff is double-sided. And they always give you this list of like the other products that they sell in this line. But if this is your first journal and you just really want to, you know, do a journal, but you're not real sure about how to do it, keep your scraps. But this is double-sided paper, okay? And when it comes from hot off the press, it comes like this. And these pages just pull apart. No big deal. Okay? And that's how it comes, you know. There's like, that's the whole pack. So you get 2 of these in here. And one of the things you're going to get is this. Get this out of the way. So we're going to get these. And these they're small, but, you know, you can cut these out. And it may not say what you want to say, you know, but you can always use many blessings for you. You make me smile. Not older, just better. Those things are okay. If you don't like the words, then don't use these. But you have that other, you have the paper on the other side that you can use. All right. So we're going to use this pad, but we're going to use this pad to our advantage. Hello, Missy. All right. So normally a very easy way of doing this, if I wanted to put a pocket in here, is just to cut a piece that would go across the bottom. No big deal. You can also do triangles. So here's how, if you go back and look at some early videos on this channel, I did a lot of this way so that people could, you know, work quickly to make a journal. So here's here's the thing. So this is a 4x4 square. If I put this in to the trimmer and just cut it in half, I have 2 pockets that I can then decorate with whatever paper I want. This stuff obviously doesn't match that stuff, so we're not going to use it. But it's a quick way to go, okay, I'm going to put a pocket here, and I want to put a pocket here, and then go through and glue all those things down. But if you want to make your book a little bit more, a little more different, this is just the worst pad for this cover, isn't it? Totally wrong color. Totally wrong color scheme. It's okay. I'll get the right color scheme. I have another. It's blue down and it'll work. Okay. So as I went in there to grab these, I realized that yes, we put a blue cover on it, but like everything on the inside is kind of pink. So how about Vintage Valentine? This is a Blue Persuasion. This is from that same company. So let's look. So this is from Paper Studio, and it's called Vintage Valentine. And it's all pinks and reds, and so I think we're going to use this one, okay? All right. So let's make, we have some pre-cut stuff. So let's grab this. Because we can use the pre-cut stuff. And let's take a look. So our first page is about 5 1/4. So let's go 5 1/4 by 2. So we have this paper right here. 5 1/4 by 2. That is a very simple, easy pocket to put in here. Okay. So let's go ahead and put this one in. And I'll get some glue. This is single-sided paper. And it is cardstock, so you don't need to back anything. If you're using a digital, you're probably going to want to back something. Because digital is only as thick as the paper that you printed it on. So we'll just add this in. And now we have a pocket. Okay, it's a shallow little pocket, but it's going to work. I hate working with the cover on these things, but we did stitch it on because we were practicing. So now let's say I want to do a tag to go in it. Here's another piece of scrap. I always keep my scraps together. To make a tag, all you have to do is dog ear these corners. So just decide where you want it, dog ear that side, flip that over, put it on there, and dog ear the other side. Now, this never works for me, but we'll talk about that too. Then if you have a corner rounder and you want to do it, you can round the corners. It's a tag. Do I want it to be a little thicker? Maybe. And if I want it to be a little bit thicker, I can put this on another piece of cardstock or piece of paper. Even this piece of paper will make it thicker. And it will actually give me the benefit of having some lines on my paper. So, always workable. Let's do it. Let's put it on here because this is the paper we have, right? It's here. We'll use it. I hear you over there, Harry. What are you into? He's into something. Ooh, I lost my kitty paw. There it is. He's beating the cat food container around over there trying to figure out how to get it off counter so we can break it open. So I'm just going to glue it on there. And then we're going to take and trim this out. You don't have to be fancy, okay? Fancy comes with time. The first one is jump and get it over with, okay? Because you want to get it out of the way. And you want to be able to learn from the mistakes that you make in it. So if you don't do it, you're never going to make those mistakes, which means you're never going to learn from those mistakes. Okay? So best to just jump in, let it happen, see what you get. I'm going to trim this just a little bit because there's a little bit of the white there, and that will affect the corner round. Okay? So we have that. Do you have to have one of these fancy hole punches? No. You can have just a regular hole punch if that's what you got. We'll put a hole in there. Do you have to have eyelets? No. You can just use these. Oh, look at that one. It's pink and flowery. That'd be perfect. It's perfect. You can buy like the white ones of these, the paper ones from the store, and stamp on them and put your inks on them and stuff and make them the way that you want them. And if you don't have that option, if you have a half-inch circle punch and a regular hole punch, you can make these. Just punch a hole with a hole punch and then punch it out around it. Never do it the other way because you're never going to be able to get it that way. Just punch the circle first, and then you can punch out around it. So there we go. See, we made a simple tag that's going to go in here. Again, if you don't have any ephemera pieces, most of these pads have some kind of page like this that you can cut those out. Let me see if there's anything else in here that's cuttable. Probably not in this pad, but yeah, probably not. Okay. So what if I want to make like a little piece of ephemera for this? Well, that's cute. I like that, but I don't like it like this. So paper punches. If you have paper punches, you can cut out a shape. If you don't have paper punches, but you have a die cutter, use a die cutter. If you don't have that, tear it. And then you're going to want to ink around your edge. And we're just using basic brown to ink because that's the most common color. Now you have a base to make a piece of ephemera for this. And we could do this. I like this one. So here's what I'm going to do. This one over here is pretty good. So I'm going to cut this one out. It's a Valentine's pad. Everything in here is kooky romantic. But I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut this. Do you have to be perfect at fussy cutting? No, I'm not perfect at fussy cutting. I am the worst fussy cutter on the planet. I just fake it. Okay. Then I'm going to ink this to make it pop. And if we put that on there, it looks cute. So we're just going to glue it on. little bit of glue. If you have some dimensional dots, you might want to put the dimensionals under here just to give it a little lift. You do that too. So we have our little piece, and we're just going to put this on here. Very cute. And then we're going to glue that down. That's a piece of ephemera. So we have a tag in here. We have a little piece of ephemera in here. We have done a page. Hi, Miss Francis. Hey, Lisa. Been a while, girl. You good? God, you haven't been around since way before the holidays. Everything good in your world? Okay, so what else could we use for ephemera out of here? Well, you could certainly cut one of these out if you wanted to. You could cut out any one of those. You could cut out this envelope. Let's make a corner pocket out of a piece of this real quick, because we want to talk about that too. All right, so here's a piece that has these corners on it, and they're kind of cute, right? So let's say on the next page, we're going to do a corner pocket. That one, doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it off of there. Now, I could leave it like that, certainly, or I can come in and do some rough fussy cutting. Where I'm just making kind of big shapes around what's there, which is going to give a little visual interest to that piece, okay? And again, we'll add ink to make it pop off the page. And as we go through this book, we're going to talk about a couple of different things. So when it's done, it may not look fantastic, okay? Because we're going to be talking about different techniques. Tonight, we're talking about making, using a pad or, a pad, because we'll do a digital kit too. But we're talking about using a pad to just, whatever you can make out of that pad. So we're going to put this down. It's going to be a tuck-in pocket. So we're going to go down one side and across the bottom. Doesn't have to be fantastic, guys. Go ahead and put that right there. And now we're going to make a journal card to go in it. I really kind of like this paper. So I'm going to use what's left of that piece to make a journal card. So let me get rid of this. I'm going to get this out of the way and let that dry. And then I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to cut this to like the biggest journal card that I can get out of it. Which is going to be there and here. Not the best choice. But it's just a little journal card, but that's okay, because watch what we're going to do. All right, so this is where we're going to come over to our scrap. All right, let me tell you, this piece of scrap has 3 lines on it. And let's see what else we have that's pre-cut in here. Ooh, we have those. Not exactly what I'm looking for. I kind of like the red lines with the polka dots. So we're going to take this out. We could certainly use this.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Oh.
It's kind of a different background. I like it. So we're going to go ahead and ink this. You can round the corners if you have a corner rounder and you want to round the corners. By all means, do that. If you have a fancy corner rounder, like one of these, and you want to do some fancy corners, then do some fancy corners. Just remember, you're going to carry that through. Okay?
Ginger, go lay down.
going to do that one, and I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to glue this down on here. So we're going to take this, and we're going to glue it on here. And for visual interest, you'll notice that I use 2 different corner rounders. This one kind of causes this little tuck in, and this one has that little bow on it. So now all I'm going to do is put this in my trimmer and then give myself kind of the same width, top and bottom, a little bit more. Be brave. Then we're going to come in and we are going to trim the bottom pieces. And then we're going to cut a piece for this to sit on. And we can do that by just gluing it down and cutting around it. You don't have to measure. You don't have to measure for this. This is all eyeball, okay? And I'll tell you where you're going to have to measure, because this is red paper, and you may not leave it. You may not want to leave it red for, you know, people to write on. And yes, I would probably use pink for this and not this like really red, but it's what we have, and we're working with what we have. So I'm going to bring this over, cut that off. I'm going to trim a little bit over here, just a hair. There we go. And a little bit off the bottom. Now I have a little journaling card. Not my best journaling card, but it's a journaling card. Okay. And we're going to want white on the back. So just get out a scrap of white or tea dye or whatever it is you have. You want it to be just a little bit narrower and just a little bit shorter. So, right about there. Yes, this is these fantastic measuring. I'm going to cut that off. You can glue this or tape it, whatever you want, because there's really no weight on this. It's just for writing on. And we're just going to put this on here. And I'm just going to do some slight rounding to these corners just to make it easier to slide it in and out of the pocket. So I would say that one of the most important tools you have, besides, you know, a paper trimmer or at least a straight edge that you can use and a good cutting knife, is a basic corner rounder. All right, so we have that. Let's go ahead and put this in our little tuck pocket. It's not hard, okay? So far we have made a tag, a piece of embellishment, a pocket, which probably could use a little decorating. We've done a little corner piece here and a little journal card. I wouldn't do anything to this page because this page is already decorated. I would not do anything to this. Somebody else may decide that they want to do this, okay? And remember, we're going to come back to these pages as we go through because we're going to be talking about other things. One of the things we're going to be talking about is embellishing, you know, how to get like inexpensive embellishments. Whew, that's a nice belly band. We're going to save that. These pieces, I could say, are probably done. All right. So now we're going to talk about a few inexpensive tools, because a lot of what I hear is, you know, I don't have the money to start crafting like this. I don't, you know, I don't have finances and means and things like that. So I want to talk to you guys about a few things that you can get inexpensive that you can use for your crafting. All right. So on a single trip to the Dollar Tree, here's a few things that you can get that are going to help you in your crafting. Number one, a ruler. Okay. Let me put the rubber band back on this and get it off to the side real quick. Because now we've kind of committed to this pad for a while. Okay, so a ruler. Do you know you can get a grid mat at the Dollar Tree? They're not very big. I think they're only like 6 or so inches. But if you look in your thrift stores, eventually you will find a larger grid. If you can't get a grid, okay, I'm going to tell you how to do it. You get out your ruler and you mark on a piece of paper. Turn the ruler around. Get out your ruler. Mark on a piece of paper your inch, your half inch, inch, half inch, inch, half inch, inch, half inch, all the way down a large piece of paper. Okay? Put it on your desk and put a piece of glass over it. Now you can find a piece of glass just about anywhere. Here's the thing about glass. You're not really going to hit it hard enough with your razor to totally destroy it. It's going to get scratched, and it's not a long-term solution. But it is a quick and easy solution for you to use. I have this. Okay, now I use this mostly for card making, and I certainly wouldn't cut on it. But if I need to, say, tear a piece of paper, and let's say I wanted to tear a piece of paper, we'll just use this one because we've been using it, and I want to tear a piece of paper at like an inch, I could put this on at the grid, because this is grid paper that I used, put my ruler on there so that I have a nice straight line, and tear my paper, giving me a 1-inch strip. Let me tell you what this is. Yeah, get a few rulers, right? So what this is it is a piece of metal. And you'll notice on the other side, I have 1-inch grids on it. Because, and I'm sorry for the shine, because this side is not covered with anything. It's just the metal. And I haven't really done the half inches on this one. I've only done the inches. So if I want to, do a piece of paper and I want to, cut it with like my tools. Let's say I want to make a 2-inch piece. So I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to get out my razor. A box cutting knife like this is like $2. Okay. And there you go. That easy. Okay. This is like $2. This you can pick up at the hardware store for, just a couple of dollars. And it's a much bigger piece than this. You can draw these lines on yourself. You can put on a piece of grid paper on the other side. This grid paper is actually just kind of taped on here. I used some tape and I taped it on here, and then I covered this with clear contact paper. So there's clear contact over this. The advantage to this way of doing it, because this is a card maker's board, the advantage to doing it this way is because it's metal. I can use the magnets to hold my paper to make my cuts. Okay. I don't recommend using a blade on this side because this side has contact paper on it, but the other side you could certainly do that. Okay. So if you don't have a grid mat, it's okay. Use this. Also, I'm going to tell you these grid mats are cheaper if you just get them at an office supply as opposed to a craft store. You can pick these up in an office supply store. They are much cheaper. Why? Because it's not crafting. It's like, I can tell you this. If you go into a bakery and you say, I need a wedding cake, they're going to start at like $400, $500. But if you go into a bakery and you say, yeah, I need 4 round cakes. And they go, okay, what size do you want? And you go, well, I want a 12-inch, I want a 10-inch, an 8-inch, and I want a 6-inch. They're only going to charge you for the individual pieces. And almost every town has some kind of a party supply where you can get the little pegs for $1 or $2 that'll hold that wedding cake together. Okay? So this is a good cheat, and a good bit of advice is if you can pick one of these up at an office supply store or like a Walmart or something like that, it's going to be 1,000 times cheaper than buying it from a craft store. Even an art supply would probably do this cheaper, but go online and look, and you'll find some inexpensive. I think I bought 2 of them last Christmas. I think I bought 2 of them this size for like $25. Not that expensive. So what's the next dupe that we can do? Well, that's going to be the scoreboard. If you need to score something, we'll get out our piece of paper here. Let's say we want to do a score at 1 inch. Okay, if we take our paper and we put it at 1 inch and we get out a scoring tool, it doesn't have to be a scoring tool. Again, it can be anything. Look, I have a key right here. That would work. Look at that. I have a score line. Looks just like my score lines. It looks exactly like the score lines that I made on the scoreboard. Okay. Let's say you don't have this kind of a trimmer, but you want to, you want to put a score in here. Again, you can use your board if you have a board. If not, you can always use 2 rulers. Put one here so that your paper is lined up. Take a secondary ruler. Find where you want to do it. Let's say we want to do this score at 2 inches. So we're just going to find the 2 inch on that ruler. And we're going to go across it lightly 2 or 3 times. You know what I have? A score line. If you don't have something to do that with, watch this. This is my favorite. Just put your ruler on there where you want your score line to be and fold that puppy. And then you can work out the perfectness of it when you're laying it down. Okay. Now, most Dollar Trees sell these. They sell these little tools. These are not Cricut tools. They just look like Cricut tools. I will tell you that the back of this is excellent for scoring. But one of the other tools that they have, and they sell them, this is $1.25. This is like the tool that you would use with your Cricut to take the air bubbles out of stuff. Guess what? This makes an excellent scoring tool. Watch this. So we're just going to score like the width of the... And all we're going to do is go back and forth like 2-3 times. Score line. And it's great for burnishing. So now I have my score line burnished into that. Okay. So you can see that there's some things that you can get at the dollar store inexpensive. Now, if you don't have a Dollar Tree near you, don't freak out. You let me know that you need these kinds of tools and I will pick them up for you and we will get them. Okay. We'll get them to you one way or the other. We'll figure it out. So that's like an inexpensive way to mimic scoring tools. What other things? Another one. This one is fantastic. I love this one. So if you want to be able to do, get one of these, you can pick these up at Walmart for a couple of bucks. And it's a T-square. If you put this on the edge of a table or something, it's going to create a straight line. So you can then use this to help you build the grid or to be your grid. Tape that sucker down. Tape this end down. This end is already down. Now you have a grid to work with. Okay? Inexpensive, guys. Inexpensive. Now, What other things that are inexpensive and that will work for us? If you don't have, let's say you want to make a circle and you don't have a punch and you don't have a circle die, any circle that you have will work. It will take some hand skill and some, learning to cut the curve, but you can do it. And here's an idea. Take your piece of paper, put it on something that's not going to get cut, put your circle down on top of it, get out your craft knife and just cut it. Don't even draw it. Just cut that sucker. Okay? So you don't need to have dies. Let me see what's other good ones that you can do that you can imitate. Unfortunately, you really can't imitate a corner rounder. I do recommend those. I have a whole video on making different tabs and how you can do these. If you don't have a whale tail punch, but you want to make some tabs, we do have a whole video on these. Even so simple as just using a hole punch to make them, okay? So, how can you do these? We've got a whole video on that. And it's all on my On the Cheap playlist. Yeah, trace a glass. Whatever it is you need. And I'm not going to, overly recommend this, but I will tell you this. In a pinch, somebody told me this one time. If you take a die and you put a piece of paper over the top of it and you use like a butter knife and you just rub this, if you do it, see it's starting to cut? It will cut. But yeah, I actually learned that as a trick because I had one die that wouldn't cut. And I was like, son of a, and they said, well, if you just have the die on there and you hit it with a butter knife, the back of a butter knife, and you just rub it a few times, and the spot that didn't get cut will cut. So it's a pain in the butt, and it does take, a little bit of work to do it, but it can be done. So just a little FYI from me to you. You don't need a die cutting machine to cut dies. Yep, a wooden rolling pin will work. Also, you know what you can find in stores, in thrift stores all the time? Are pasta machines. And I understand those work as well. If you just set them on their lowest setting, you can get like a thin cutting board that will fit through it. And you can actually roll them through. I've never tried it. I think I have a pasta machine outside that my daughter used to use for clay. So we'll try it one of these days to see if it works. Say hello. Oh my God. You guys, give me this thing. So we're at the thrift store today. And my grandson comes up and, I will give him anything he wants. And he comes up and he wants this. You guys, I have no idea what our young generation is up to.
Banana.
This is a giant, mushy, one of those stress ball bananas. He had to have this.
Hope you washed that really well.
He ran around the store like he had to have this giant rubber banana. So he got a giant rubber banana. Go away. All right. So So make yourself some ephemera. Don't freak out, okay? Let's say you want to put, say we want to put a belly band on here. Obviously, our paper is not long enough to put a belly band on here. So that's where our scrap papers come in. Get a piece of scrap cardstock that you can use. I don't have scrap cardstock. That's okay. If you don't have scrap cardstock, get a piece of cereal box, or a really good one for it is Kraft macaroni and cheese, the crappy one. That cardboard is really thin. And you can just cut a strip of that, put it on here, and then you can use your paper to decorate it. Does it have to be, like, it's not going to go all the way to the bottom? That's okay. Just Frankenstein that stuff. Okay? So another simple, quick, we're going to do this really quick here. Another simple, quick piece of ephemera that you can do, we're going to do it for this page, is you can take a piece of this, whatever you use to cut paper. Let's do that, and about like that. Doesn't have to be straight. This is not straight. And then we're going to take a piece. I like this one. We're going to leave that one just the way it is. And I'm going to get a piece of this. And I like this. Okay. So we do this one. I think it's a craft destroyer one. You know, a scrap destroyer. So we have these. Now I picked these up today. These are from the Dollar Tree. Dollar store. Okay. Piece of paper. We'll start with the largest one. Why? Because we're going to glue the other ones to it. And we want it, you know, the large one to be in the background. Do I have to round corners? No, I don't have to. Right, we're going to use these ones. I'm just going to. This can be any paper. It doesn't have to be scrapbook paper or cardstock or anything like that. It can be anything you've got. And we're going to be doing a whole set probably next week from a free digital. Okay. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to glue them on here. Am I going to glue them in any specific way? No. No, I'm going to go with the brown. I just want them on here. Okay, so let's go. You know what? I don't really want this on here. I'm going to lop it off. It just offsets it. See that? Crooked as hell. Now it's on the floor. It lives there now. All right. So now I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this piece on here. Look at that. I managed to cut them the same height. And then I'm going to put this piece on here. Like that. And then we're going to take one of these Dollar Tree pieces. A pink one. Now, this is a Dollar Tree sticker. By the way, this is their new color scheme. They have them in multiple colors. This is the newest one. No, we're doing that tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. All right, so we have a little wax seal, which is a faux wax seal. Put that on there. Remove this. I'm going to get my corner rounder out and see if I can round some of these corners. Maybe, maybe not. Nope. I'm going to use my scissors. Here's the thing I know about rounding corners with your scissors. Turn the paper, don't turn your scissors. Okay? Do they have to be the same size? Hell no. But we have a little embellishment that we can put on here. We can put it out like this and use it as a tab. We can put it over here and use it as a tuck. And I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to make a tuck out of this. So we're just going to put glue here and here. I'm not even going to put glue down here because we're going to use it as a tuck. So now we can take and tuck something in, okay, to here. It doesn't have to be this. It could be, whatever. Oh, this is like a little coin envelope. That would be cute in there, wouldn't it? Look at that. It's just a piece of something that I found. It's a little coin envelope. I don't know where it came from, but, it'll be fun. But we're just going to put that in there. Do I need to decorate it? No, I don't. But I can if I want to. I could certainly add something to this if I wanted to. But I can put some paper in there, and that's just a little place to note, and journal. And there we go. We've done another page. So next time we're going to work with, we're going to be doing a digital, and we're going to be doing a free digital, and we're going to be working to make some ephemera for this with that. So we're going to be doing that next Thursday, unless I'm going to be here tomorrow. If I'm here tomorrow, we'll do it. No, we're not going to do it tomorrow because I've given you guys enough stuff today. We've talked about making tags. We've talked about tearing down to make an ephemera. We've talked about a couple of different pockets, some fussy cuts, making some journal cards. Guys, we've done a lot tonight in this little journal. So take the week and work on these things. Break it out. And I will tell you that one of the best things that you can use for ephemera, book pages and stamps. How stinking cute is this? This is from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang when we did the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang one. But, how cute is that as a little piece of ephemera on a page in here? Any page. Let's do it right here. You could put that in there. And if you stick it out like this, it becomes a tab. And this is literally just cutting out a small tag and just, making this a little less pointy. But if I glued that down, it would be a little bit more stable. And you could actually glue it to, a random piece of cardstock and then trim it down. And it's going to be that much stronger. Okay. So that's an easy way to make ephemera. Yeah, you may not like it today, but tomorrow it may be fantastic. And, I have that saying around here. If you don't like it, keep throwing crap at it until you do. So the dollar store is a great place to pick up tools inexpensively. It's also a great place to get started. If you don't have like embellishments, it's a great place to get started with that. I buy these there all the time because for $1.25, I get 18 wax seals. I use these a lot. On different things. So for $1.25, I've got wax seals in here for 4 different colors that I could work with. It doesn't have to be, I could use all of these in here if I want to. But so we are going to, next week, we're going to talk about a few other dollar store things that you can get to work in your book. And we're going to be talking about making some ephemera and stuff like that from, let me make sure I got all this stuff, from a digital kit. And the one we're going to be working with is, I'm going to find a free digital that you guys can pick up. And we're going to work with that, okay? Because I want everybody to be able to express themselves here, and I want you to be able to feel like you can do something in this book with confidence, okay? That you can make this, because the whole idea of this book is, it's an idea book, guys. That's why we're doing this. It's an idea book. It is an idea of what can I do? What can I not do? I want you to be able to have this and look back on it later and go, I don't know what I'm doing, but oh, I really like this. I can do this. And this, by the way, is a great use for if you get a 12 by 12 pad. Some of them have those just like the borders on them. You could get 4 of these little flourished pockets out of one of those. I think we have a video on that in one of the playlists. I'm not sure. But we're going to do all of this stuff, and we're going to do all kinds of different things in here, okay? So that's it for this week on this. So tomorrow we're going to be doing, tomorrow morning, we are going to be working on, hey, Michelle, look, you weren't here, but I found those keychains in the pastels, not just the primaries. We have the pastels now too, so we can play with them. So we're going to be, tomorrow we're going to be destashing my stickers. And I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do it because not everybody has the same storage solutions that I have. I will tell you this, though. If you ever get a chance to get your hands on a full-size filing cabinet, buy that sucker because they are fantastic. Also, we're going to be using these. I have a video coming up. This is a Dollar Tree ruler, and I think they come in packs of 3s. We're going to be using this in a project, like an actual project. So if you do get to the Dollar Tree, grab a set of these. If you can get a metal ruler there, which I think you can, I think you can get like this one that has like this is basic. I think you can get them that has this. And if you can't pick it at the Dollar Tree, you could probably pick this up at Walmart. But it has the rubber. Some of them have cork on the back. This one has rubber. But if you can get one of these for cutting and stuff, that's great. Because if you're using this style of a cutter, where you're doing the razor cutting, if you do it on this one, you could cut into the plastic. But if you do it on the metal ones, you won't. So that's a great cutting technique. I used it for years. Okay. Okay, pay attention, woman. You know the hotel keychains that I got that were the primary colors? I went to a different store tonight and I found them in the pastels. So we're going to play with them. Also, remember, even if you don't have, like you don't think you're going to be able to share with somebody else, like when we do the ephemera share and stuff like that, if you let me know, I will set you up. There are some ladies in our group, I'm not going to name anybody, but there are some ladies in our group that will be more than happy to send you a package without it being a swap. That will be more than happy to send you basically a Happy Mail that fits the parameters of whatever swap we're doing. Okay? So if you want to participate in the swap and you are afraid that you don't have something to send, if you quietly, I'm not going to say anything to anybody, but if you quietly text me or email me and go, hey, I don't have anything to participate in this, but I really want to participate in this, because I'm trying to build my stash and I don't have a way of doing that. If you tell me that, either myself or one of the other fairy godmothers in this group will gladly pick your name off the tree and go, okay, I'm going to make this happen and send you some Happy Mail. I'm going to send you Happy Mail. You know, I send everybody, if you're on my Happy Mail list, you get a Happy Mail about once every 7-8 months, something like that. So close to twice a year, at least 3 times every 2 years. So if you're not on my Happy Mail list, if you tell me that you need, that you want to be on the Happy Mail list, I will get you on the Happy Mail list. But another part of being on the Happy Mail list is if you have a wish, like there's something you've absolutely wanted for a very, very long time, and you don't have the ability to get that item, if you tell me what that item is, I can put it on this list. And there are other people that will ask me, because what happens is they'll call me and they'll go, or they'll text me and they'll go, hey, you know what? I'm getting a new corner rounder. And I have this one and it works really well, but I'm getting a new one. And do we have anybody in the group who needs a corner rounder? And I can look at my list and go, and it's not this one, obviously. I have my wish list elsewhere. but it's all the same thing with my Happy Mail list. And I go, oh yeah, this person wants a corner rounder. And so I can hook those two people up. So in a way, and I'll always contact you, but in a way, you kind of give me permission when you're on my Happy Mail list to share your shipping information with other people in the group. But I will always call, reach out to you and go, hey, by the way, blah, 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 would like to get your address because they'd like to send you something. Okay. See, yeah, some of us are really weird and they love to do the Happy Mail thing. And I can tell you this, some of the Happy Mails that I've seen are big boxes of shit. Just boxes of stuff. So always, let me know. And sometimes people get like, I have had people send me stuff that I can't use. Like, it's not my taste. It's not a color that I'm fond of. Like, if you send me orange crap, people know that I am passing that on. Regifting is big in the crafting community. But I've had people send me like a box of paint. And I've gone through it and I have a whole spinner of paint. I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 160 things of paint up there, not including what's in the drawer in the other room. So I've had people send me paint and I can't use it. I had a lady one time, we were putting together a care package for somebody because they had lost all of their craft supplies in a fire. And the group got together and said, no, we want to help. And I was like, well, anything you guys want to do, I'll cover the shipping. Get it to me. I'll put it in one box and ship it out. And I had this one lady, she sent me like 40 punches. And I was like, I love that you did this, but there's no way that I could do this. She goes, that's okay. I just wanted to get rid of them. They're all duplicates. And I was like, okay, but I can't send them to so-and-so because it's going to be cost prohibitive. And she was like, no, it's fine. Give them out to people that need them as they need them, or sell them and use that money to buy things that people need. That is the community we live in, guys. Okay? So know that, and know that, if you need something, if you would reach out and let me know, I can get it on the list, and then other people can contact me and go, I've got this. Do you know anybody who wants one? I have this. Do you know anybody who needs one? Yeah, I do. I mean, do you have any idea how many corner rounders one person can have? We aren't even done. And that's just what's on my damn desk. Because I got a drawer full of them sitting over here. A drawer full of them. Because I bought them and I used them. And then for whatever reason, I found something else. I really kind of got stuck on these square ones. I like the fact that it's, one punch and I get 3 corners out of it. So these are my primaries now. I love this one because that means I don't have to pull out my board. So for me, it's that and these. And then I have this one that I use because this one is actually easier to get in sometimes with, like, if you have stuff that you've glued together. So, I will pull this one out for that type of stuff. But so sometimes, we buy something and we go, oh, well, I already have that. Sometimes we go to the store and see it on sale. And we go, oh, I need that. And we get home and go, shit, I got 6 of those. Let me know. Because we will share those things with you guys, okay? Yes, go to your mailbox. Be surprised. Shit. Especially if I know when your birthday is, because, like, if you give me permission to give out your address to members in the group and I know when your birthday is, you will get like 40 cards. Because every lady in this group does journals and stuff like that. But very slowly, they're all starting to make cards because we're doing a whole series on how to make simple cards that are cool. And we're going to be doing, the next one we're going to be doing is a couple of different cards using 6x6 pads. We're going to be doing that. So I have a whole bunch of videos to finish recording. And, we're going to get started. By the way, one other quick tip. Because this was, this one is simple. If you go to a yard sale and you see like they're selling clothes for next to nothing, like 50 cents or 25 cents a garment or something like that. If you find something that has like lace on it, or trims or something like that, I thought there was a piece in here, but I think I may have gotten rid of it. I may have used it all. Oh, there's one. Like this was on something. And it was something that I bought. This was, I think, part of the cuff on it or something. If you buy like cheap clothes like that have lace and trim and stuff, cut the lace out and use it. Oh my God, use it. Here's another cheat. You don't have a poke board, for poking your holes. This is 2 sheets of craft foam cut in half and all 4 of them stacked up and glued together, all 4 pieces stacked up, glued together. It's perfect for punching your holes in it for when you're doing your books, when you're putting in your stitching. It's also a good background for when you're doing rubber stamping. And if somebody offers you a rubber stamp, even if it's not something, that you would use, accept it and pass it on. That's it. I could do that. I could make a permission list for the group. If you want to email me and give me permission to pass on your information, I will do that. To share your information. Most of the time, like if Michelle calls me and says, hey, can I get Arlene's address? I'm just going to reach out to Arlene and go, hey, Arlene, Michelle wants to send you something. Is it cool? Yeah. All right. Pass the information on. Hey, Christine, Michelle's got a box of shit she says that will work for you. Do you want it? Can I give her your address? Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to give her your address so that she can send that crap to you, because it's not doing anybody any good at her house. And you might find 20 things out of a box of 30 that you like, but those other 10 items you can pass on. Yeah. So that's it for my suggestions this week. Next week, like I said, when we get together, we're going to actually be doing some ephemera from a free digital. I'm going to list that free digital, like where to get it, in the group. And I'll tell you guys during the week, a couple of times in the mornings, where you can pick it up and get it and print it. All right. And if you don't have a printer, if you let me know that you do not have a printer within the next, say, 24 hours, I will buy it, throw it in an envelope, slap a 55-cent stamp on it, and mail it to you. Okay? Just tell me these things. No, Michelle won't send you shit or crap. She'll send you stuff, but you know what I mean. It's chit. It's not shit. It's chit. It's chit. It's my chit. Like George Carlin would say, you take a little bit of your shit and you go on vacation. And then when you get there, you're going to go do something else. So you take a little smaller version of your shit and you go, we're going to Carlin some craft supplies around here. Also, keep in mind, I want to cover this real quick before I go. These are and there are 30 of them in here. We only need 26 weeks. These are our projects for the Project of 26 Challenge. Please remember, guys, this is not like who does the best. This is you challenging you to maybe do something you've never done before. Get outside your comfort zone. Okay. There's all kinds of really cool projects in there that you can do. And maybe you've never done one before. So you go ahead and do this. And you go, I kind of like it. And we're going to have some unusual crafts coming up in the next several weeks, next few months. And so I will get all of that done. I still have videos to edit. I am so sorry. I was down all weekend. Like, I barely made it through the game on Sunday. Because I'm all about that bass, No, she's getting good at this. Yeah. Hold on. Hey, baby girl. Okay, that's fine. But I'm going to need 2 tickets. Fantastic. Hold on. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. She said hi. I didn't put the speaker on. Hold on. Say hi to everybody. Say hello to the ladies.
Hi, ladies.
Because I got in trouble. Somebody actually commented because I answered your call last week. And somebody was like, I can't believe you took a call in the middle of your video. Because I muted it. Michelle says, hello, darling. I know. So, yeah, so let me know, okay? But I am live right now, so I will call you back if you need me to. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll need an extra ticket because I'll take Bug with me. Okay, I love you. Bye, honey. And if you're watching this video and you're going to make a comment about that, please understand it's for the babies. It's my grandchild. I'm going to answer that damn phone every time. Can you have Buggy? No, you cannot have my Bug. No. Although he's one of the best. No. That poor baby had to go shopping with me today. He comes over here every other Thursday just to take me out shopping at thrift stores. And he likes it. I told him his sister was going with us this coming summer for to go to Phoenix. He's like, why is she going? I said, lace store. He went, oh, yeah. All right. So I will get everything taken care of. Like I said, after the game on Sunday, I was just exhausted and my back was killing me. And I really didn't do a whole lot. I went grocery shopping on Monday, and that was like the death of me. So I didn't get a whole lot done. And I have a whole bunch of videos to edit and get into the rotation. I just haven't done it. So I'm going to get those done over the next few days. I'm going to try my best to get them all done. And so I won't be updating the program list, the content list until next week. But if you want a copy, you can pick that up here on the YouTube channel or on my Facebook group. And here's the thing. To get to my Facebook group, all you have to do is cyberstalk me. Go down to the bottom of this video where the description is and click on the more. I know nobody ever reads that stuff, but click on the more. And it's going to tell you a lot of things. It's going to tell you about the difference between a mass make and a make ahead, because they're very different projects. It's going to tell you how to get in touch with my Patreon, how to find my Ko-Fi, how to see me on Twitter, how to email me, how to find my Facebook group, how to go to my Etsy shop, like literally everything that goes on in my world, including the list we use for mixed media. It's all in the description box below. Go down there and click on more. Okay. Then give me a thumb one way or the other. I don't care. It's all interaction, and that's a good thing. What else? Share the video if you want to. If you know somebody who's been struggling to try and jump into making a journal, or they are looking at, like, how can I get the supplies that I need to do this without breaking the bank? I'm going to give you guys all kinds of good tips on how to make different things and how to find and utilize things that you already have to make these things happen. Okay? You already got one moving. She's got 2. She's got her son and her granddaughter. God, yes, make a playlist and put it on your channel so that other people can find my playlist and they can watch me and go, God, this woman's insane. Who is what crafters like this? I'll tell you what kind of crafters like this. The kind that runs a Harley. That's the kind of crafter that's like this. I'm the aggressive crafter. But on a good note, stay hydrated, ladies. Stay warm. Stay in the damn house. If you don't have to go out, don't go out, especially if it's snowing. But stay well, okay? We love you, and we want only the best for you. We want to see you here, every day that we're live, and we want you to be a part of the community. So, if you need to, reach out. Until the next time, I love you guys. Bye-bye.